Chapter 9. Align with your highest self. Success becomes natural when your thoughts, actions, and values move in the same direction. Most people spend their lives trying harder, working harder, pushing harder, forcing harder, struggling harder. And while effort certainly matters, there comes a point where effort alone is not enough. Because there is a profound difference between force and alignment. Force consumes energy. Alignment creates energy. Force feels like swimming against the current. Alignment feels like moving with it. Force depends on constant pressure. Alignment creates sustainable momentum. And when you understand the difference, everything begins to change. Think about a river. A river does not struggle to flow. It does not wake up each morning wondering if it should move forward. It moves because its nature is aligned with its direction. Now imagine trying to push that river uphill. The effort would be exhausting. The resistance would be constant. The progress would be limited. Many people are living this way without realizing it. They are trying to create a life that conflicts with their beliefs, trying to pursue goals that contradict their actions, trying to achieve outcomes that don't match their habits, trying to become someone different while continuing to think the same thoughts. And the result is frustration, not because they lack potential, but because they lack alignment. Success becomes natural when your thoughts, actions, and values move in the same direction. That is the secret, not perfection. Alignment, because alignment creates power. Imagine a magnifying glass focusing sunlight. When the rays are scattered, very little happens. But when the rays become concentrated in one direction, they become powerful enough to ignite a flame. Human potential works much the same way. When your thoughts are moving in one direction, your actions in another, and your values in a third, your energy becomes scattered. But when all three become aligned, something remarkable happens. Your effectiveness multiplies. Your confidence deepens. Your decisions become clearer. And progress accelerates. Now let's talk about internal conflict. Because internal conflict is one of the most expensive forms of resistance a person can experience. Many people are exhausted not because they are doing too much. They are exhausted because they are divided within themselves. Part of them wants growth. Part of them wants comfort. Part of them wants change. Part of them wants certainty. Part of them wants abundance. Part of them fears responsibility. Part of them wants confidence. Part of them fears being seen. And because these competing forces are constantly pulling against one another, progress becomes difficult. Imagine driving a car with one foot pressing the accelerator and the other pressing the brake. The engine works harder. Fuel is wasted. Movement slows. Stress increases. That is what internal conflict feels like. The destination remains possible, but the journey becomes unnecessarily difficult. This is why alignment matters so much. Alignment removes resistance. Alignment allows energy to flow toward a common objective. Alignment allows the person you are becoming to support the life you are creating. Now here's an important realization. Most people think their biggest obstacle is outside of them. The economy, their circumstances, their competition, their past, other people. But often the greatest obstacle is internal contradiction. Wanting one thing while consistently behaving in a way that creates another. Saying you want confidence while avoiding every opportunity that could build it. Saying you want health while repeatedly ignoring the habits that support it. Saying you want abundance while constantly reinforcing scarcity through your thoughts. Saying you want freedom while refusing to develop the discipline that creates it. The conflict isn't external. The conflict is internal. And life often reflects that conflict back to us. The reflection follows the source. The outcome follows alignment. This is why transformation requires more than positive thinking. It requires integration. The integration of thought, action, and values. Let's explore a simple framework that can help make this practical. 3 principles. Think intentionally. Act consistently. Live authentically. Simple, but powerful. Let's begin with intentional thinking. Every day, your mind is producing thoughts. Thousands of them. Some empowering, some limiting, some conscious, many unconscious. Most people never question these thoughts. They simply accept them. But intentional thinking means becoming aware of the stories you're telling yourself. It means choosing thoughts that align with the future you want to create. Not because you're denying reality, because you're directing reality. You begin asking better questions. You begin choosing empowering interpretations. You begin reinforcing beliefs that support growth. You become the architect of your inner world. And because the inner world shapes the outer world, everything begins there. Think intentionally. Next comes acting consistently. Because thoughts alone do not create transformation. Action is what turns possibility into reality. Many people know what they should do. Very few consistently do it. The gap between knowledge and action is where many dreams disappear. Consistency matters because identity is built through repetition, not intensity. Repetition. The person who consistently honors small commitments builds trust in themselves. The person who consistently follows through develops confidence. The person who consistently acts in alignment with their vision becomes the kind of person capable of creating that vision. Action creates evidence. Evidence strengthens identity. Identity influences future action. The cycle continues. Act consistently. And finally, live authentically. This may be the most important principle of all, because many people spend years trying to become what others expect. They wear masks. They perform roles. They chase approval. They sacrifice authenticity for acceptance. But authenticity is where true power lives, because authenticity creates congruence, and congruence creates peace. When who you are internally matches who you are externally, life becomes simpler. You stop managing appearances. You stop pretending. You stop seeking permission. You stop exhausting yourself trying to become someone else's version of success. Instead, you begin living in alignment with your own values, your own truth, your own purpose, and that authenticity becomes magnetic. People trust authenticity. People respect authenticity. People connect with authenticity. Most importantly, you trust yourself. Think intentionally. Act consistently. Live authentically. These 3 principles create alignment, and alignment creates momentum. Pause for a moment. This is your wake-up moment. Ask yourself honestly, where in your life are your actions contradicting your vision? Where are you saying one thing and doing another? Where are your habits inconsistent with your goals? Where are your choices inconsistent with your values? Where are you asking life for something you're unwilling to become? Don't judge yourself. Simply observe. Awareness is the beginning of alignment, and alignment is the beginning of transformation. Because once you see the contradiction, you can begin correcting it. You can begin bringing your thoughts, actions, and values into harmony. And harmony creates power. Now let's go even deeper. Imagine what happens when identity, action, and purpose all become aligned. Think about that for a moment. Identity determines who you believe you are. Action determines what you consistently do. Purpose determines why you do it. Most people have these forces operating independently. But when they unite, something extraordinary happens. The person no longer needs constant motivation. The person no longer relies on willpower alone. The person no longer feels divided. Everything begins moving in the same direction. The mind becomes aligned. The behavior becomes aligned. The mission becomes aligned. And when that happens, progress stops feeling forced. It starts feeling natural. This is where extraordinary lives are built, not through endless effort, but through powerful alignment. Success becomes less about chasing, and more about becoming, less about struggle, and more about congruence. less about force, and more about flow. Because when your thoughts, actions, values, identity, and purpose all point toward the same destination, life begins reflecting that unity back to you. The reflection responds to the source. Always. And that brings us to the final realization of this journey. What happens when identity, action, and purpose finally become one? The answer may explain why some people seem to move through life with clarity, confidence, and momentum, while others remain trapped in cycles of resistance. And that answer leads us directly into our final chapter. You have discovered that alignment is more powerful than force. You have seen that internal conflict creates resistance while congruence creates momentum. You have learned to think intentionally, act consistently, and live authentically. But now we arrive at the culmination of everything we've explored. The reflection, the identity, the vision, the focus, the gratitude, the becoming. Because when all of these principles unite, something remarkable occurs. Life begins reflecting a completely different version of you. Not because the world suddenly changed, because you did. Let's bring everything together.